people on the other side of the movie. I'm Michael Nipper, and I hold the chair of Management, Human Resources and Leadership.
Yes, my name is Carsten Remstedt. I'm a professor for surface mining.
My name is Hermann Hallmeier. I'm a member of the Faculty of Chemistry and Physics, and I'm working at the Institute for Biosciences.
So my name is Norman Pohl. I'm Research and Teaching Fellow.
My name is Professor Grosse. I'm a Professor for Business Administration at the University of Freiberg, and my special subject is Project Management and Organization.
Hi, my name is Michael Henner. I'm responsible for business and intercultural communication at this university.
My name is Andreas Horsch. I hold the chair of Investment and Finance.
I'm Professor Janne Stephan. I'm teaching here in English-speaking programs as well as in German-speaking programs.
Together with the then Deans Brzezinski and Frank, I designed the course from scratch in 1998-1999. And after Professor Bongatz was appointed, I handed over to him. So this is basically now I'm teaching one course there, which you know is very exciting, very nice, and everybody is happy to pass it.
There was an idea to invite engineers and to teach them an MBA. But because engineers came from different disciplines, and we are a mining university, was from the first day the idea to get a lecture even to introduce the non-mining people into the mining basics. And this is my task.
My major contribution to IMRE is giving a lecture on ecosystems, including tutorials. And another contribution is that I have been, and I hope I also will do in the future, supervising several master theses and also PhD theses, especially in cooperation with Professor Bongatz, but also with other professors.
I've been chosen or elected to teach a course, History of Environment, and the background of that course is just to widen the minds of the students.
I'm giving the lecture Corporate Ethics and Organization.
I also teach for IMRE a course called Scholarly Rhetoric, teaching students how to write a scientific paper and how to conduct scientific research.
We are those who contribute basics of investment and finance, so meaning economic analysis of how to spend and how to raise funds in a most reasonable way.
I do some teaching for IMRE students, and I work in administration for IPTEM and IMRE programs.
I wanted to become a forester, which is close to ecosystems or ecology, and only during, when being a student at the university, I realized it could make fun to be a professor.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a guest professor. He invited us students. Then we discussed what are the future plans. And he asked every student, what do you want to be in future? And when he asked me, I said, I want to be a professor. And he was astonished and said, why? And my answer was, I want to teach better than the other guys I had to listen at the moment. His answer was, be a good professor. Next one.
Yes, until the end, please.
Okay.
The experience is great because from my perspective, IMRE is one of the courses I love to teach because there's the diversity, offers a great opportunity to exchange interesting cultural things, interesting experience of the students, You have introverts, you have extroverts, you have people from cultures I have never been traveling to. So this is something which is one of the best experiences with regard to teaching in Freiberg.
All the students, they have different experience coming from different societies, with different historically different economical and of course also a different environmental and ecological background. And so these students from all these different countries, they have different views. And the other thing is that students from different countries have different professional backgrounds. And also this helps us a lot in not only keeping to the pure ecological approach, but to integrate aspects of economy, of society, of psychology, which is important to solve environmental problems.
Yes, very, very different international students coming from all over the world with different backgrounds in terms of knowledge, but in terms of knowledge it's okay because students can catch up. In terms of curricula or systems of education, it becomes complicated. Students have different expectations into what an MBA study in Germany should offer them, and there we do have a lot of work to do to get the students aligned to a common goal.
It can be pretty hard if you first get questions from person number A and then from person number B. And I'm very happy, very often there are students who act like some kind of a translator or middleman or something, usually native speakers. This is why I like to have one British native speaker and one German native speaker. That's the perfect lineup, so to say.
I think the best thing about being a professor is that I can convey the knowledge that I developed from reading and developed alone as my own contributions to science, and get that out to students and see in the students' eyes that they are able to catch this, that they are able to use this for their own bodies of knowledge, and that's fun.
Professor is the best job in the world because we teach young generation, and young generation is every time very active, very dynamic, have a lot of ideas, and so I think I can be a little bit younger.
Oh, that's a nice question. Well, being a professor, there are, I think, two aspects which I really like. One is teaching for young people and see how they develop, how they really grow in their academic, in their scientific career, and when they have finished their, for example, their thesis, how happy they are, how grateful they are for supervising them. Another important issue is that being a professor allows me to do what I want, at least in a number of cases. Not in all, but in a number of cases. I can do the teaching in a way as I like it. I can teaching on subjects as I am able to define, and I am able to define my own research topics.
Oh, the best is that teaching keeps me young. Why that? Because students always stay the same age. They are always 20, 25 years. Every year I got young students, so they keep me even busy and young as I have to think about their experience, about their kind of lives and their dreams. This keeps me young. What is the worst? Maybe that we have a lot of grading to do, which is not fun. We have a lot of bureaucratic work to do.
The best thing is that I do not have to pass any examination.
And the worst?
The worst is reading the papers.
I guess probably the best experience is when you see that students who are maybe not so good in the beginning end up doing really well towards the end. And the other way around would be the worst experience. Someone who started out being an excellent student and then really sort of ended up maybe doing very, very poorly. Oh yeah, there was once a long, long time ago when IMRE students still had to do a presentation as part of the intercultural communication class, and there was a student from Brazil who gave a talk about Carnival in Brazil, and he said that a typical feature, which I didn't know and most other students didn't know either, was that men dress as women for the Carnival. There's a special day, and so he came to class giving the presentation with a wig and a dress, and everyone was laughing because I thought it was so funny. I'd never seen that before.
And I remember it was in the very first years of IMRE, when there were a number of students, especially from Africa, and they were very vivid and they had great discussions on different topics. For example, how to solve the problem of feeding people. And I remember there was a group of some 5 students, and they were contrasting opinions, and then one body said, well, come on, what do you tell us here? That doesn't help us. You have to think carefully to provide a practical solution, but not your rubbish. And I really liked it that much because this stimulated discussion.
Many. We have international students, so many different things happen, things that are unexpected. I have students who didn't do as I asked them to in preparation of an exam or something, and when I asked them why did you not? Why did you follow a different route which proved to be less profitable? And the student would answer, oh, your instructions were too much to read. This is something that made me giggle.
Philosophical articles, and then I determined, well, I can't study philosophy besides my actual program. So I try to combine these philosophical interests with my studies, and I had the chance to build up this lecture from the scratch. Before my time, there had never been any ethics or business ethics here in the program.
If I think back, it's always a glorious time during the study.
Statistics. And I think you know the reason why I hate those numbers, but I had to do it.
Reading books so far. I hope that some minutes or hours are left to spend it with my 2 daughters and of course with my wife. But at least if you are a scientist, you have to spend 168 hours per week at work, and you are always busy because you can't stop your brain.
Free time? Yeah. What's that? No, actually, although this is an important part of the job, I still enjoy reading, but then, let's say, things that are easier. And furthermore, my wife and me, we do a lot of traveling. And if there's time, and if let's say if time and my weight allow, I also like to spend some time on sports climbing.
No question.
So I'm from Westphalia, and so it's beer definitely.
For me, green tea.
Both. During the day, I prefer green tea, and in the evening, I need some beer. I'm a barbarian.
Beer and wine.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.